Hello my magical light being, and welcome to this video today. My name is Shalita. Welcome to my channel. My channel is all about magical consciousness, and today we are going to be explaining going out of your comfort zone with a rubber band. So we will be using this to create a picture, to create an understanding of what it means to expand and to go beyond your comfort zone. We can see the comfort zone as a rubber band that is relaxed. It's either just sitting like this, or you can see it like that. It's just like this or like this. There's no stretching going on. The comfort zone is that which you already have experienced before, and is what you already know. You have all the thoughts and feelings about this current experience. There's no new to this. If you're currently here, but you would like to go over here, it means that where you are right now, you need to stretch your comfort zone to this new experience. It might feel uncomfortable at first to create tension within yourself, but it is exciting because you're choosing to do something that you would like to experience, something new, something out of the ordinary, something out of your comfort zone. And this stretch is a healthy stretch, but you're still connected to yourself because you're allowing yourself to just stretch a little bit further. That is going out of your comfort zone. Do you see this tension right here? That's what we feel when we go out of our comfort zone. This stretch, whereas normally we would feel this, just relaxed. But then when we go do something new, what we do is that we stretch our comfort zone. So what happens when we stretch? It means that we stretch our thoughts, our mental space, our emotions. And with that, what can happen is fear can arise when we do something new. Maybe you've experienced this before when you would decide to try something new or speak to a person you have never spoken to before, reach out, whatever it is. You feel that it is a stretch. You feel this tension. This tension is going to alarm your mind because your nervous system is feeling this, which is out of the normal. And if it's out of the normal, it means that you might potentially be in danger because you're feeling tension. So then what we can start to experience is worry. Our mind is going to start thinking about this feeling. And if it doesn't know why you are experiencing this tension, it's going to make up stories for you to go back to your comfort zone. When we're in the middle of a stretch and we all of a sudden start to notice fear, you hear the thoughts that say, what if I fail? What will people think about me? What will they think about me? What will my family say if... So instead of continuing this process and coming back to a new comfort zone, this fear is going to make us want to quit, stop. It wants to stop us because we're doing something out of the ordinary. So what happens if we do that? What happens if we allow fear to take over in the moment we choose to expand? Where did it go? Where's the rubber band? It's lost. It's gone. You're no longer in your comfort zone, and now your stretch is gone as well. We do something out of our comfort zone, but before we have allowed ourselves to have created a new comfort zone, because with every thing that we do for the first time, it's a stretch. But then we have created a new comfort zone. So this new comfort zone has included the new thing that you did, and it no longer is new. Now you will do it again. You will probably allow yourself to do it again, and it's less scary. It's less of a stretch for you if you do it again. So that first time you feel the tension the most. It's the most challenging feeling. But if you allow yourself to do so with kindness, with compassion, then you will create a new comfort zone. But if we're in the middle of this stretch and we let fear take over and make us decide that actually, no, I'm not ready, actually. The fear makes you believe that you're not ready. You're going to let go of the stretch. You're going to fully disengage from the stretch, which means that you snap And this snap can create a moment of feeling lost, of feeling uncentered and ungrounded, because you were in the middle of the expansion and then you decided to ditch the expansion, which only made you more confused. And this, in the biggest scenarios, can cause big disruptions in your reality. We need time to return to first understand again what our comfort zone is. Like, where are we? What is going on? We bring back the rubber band, and we need to fully come back to ourselves to understand who we are and what is our comfort zone, and then that you can do through grounding. So if you have allowed yourself to, for example, what can we say? What is another example of this? Fear can be very disruptive. Fear, if we allow fear to take over, it's going to create chaos. So if we are stretching and we notice that we are experiencing fear, we need to realize that it's time to ground. So instead of listening to the fear and letting go, what we need to do is ground and come back to the voice of love, because fear will create chaos and it will create disruption. So when you are going to lean into the fear instead of love, you might lose things that are very important to you and things that you were just afraid of, but now you're totally out of touch with them, and you might even experience a certain loss of some sort. These type of stretches are basically, you can see it as an A to B. You're here and you would like to go here, or you're here and you would like to do this new thing. So then you allow yourself to stretch. But like I said before, if you have like a bigger dream, like your whole dream life, so to say, your whole dream life, you cannot do that in one stretch, because you're here and your dream life is, for example, your A, B is your whole entire dream life. You will have every single thing that is within your dream life. To experience your dream life is to step by step create this dream life, and that means that step by step you continue expanding, taking the next step, taking the next stretch, and you continue growing your comfort zone to align with your dream life. What if we take a too big of a leap? So we don't actually take it step by step. Instead, we're right here in our comfort zone and we want to take the leap to experience everything at once. That is going to be too much of a stretch. It's too big of a stretch that you will break. So I'm not going to show that on here because I don't want this rubber band to snap in my fingers. That's going to hurt. But when we stretch too far, what can happen is that we break. And this happens to people that have big, bold ideas, and instead of creating a step-by-step plan, they're just gonna go all in immediately, every single thing all at once, which can create you to break. So let's say you want to do it all overnight. You're trying to fix everything overnight. This is going to create a very big stretch. And it's not to say that you're not capable of taking big leaps. As you can see, we can stretch pretty far, but if we stretch too far, we will break. So this is what can happen in regards to that we pressure ourselves to do things, or we push past every limit we hold. We're not being intentional and aware of our thoughts, of our feelings, of our insecurities. We're ignoring everything that we're experiencing, and we just continue going and going and going and stretching and stretching, and then it breaks. And this is when people experience burnout, when they collapse. People experience that they totally collapse within their reality because they have been stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching without a pause, without a moment of rest to create this new comfort zone, which, as you can see, takes some time. If you stretch yourself that far, you need more time to return back. And that's what happens when you stretch too far, is when you will cause this rubber band to break. And that will need a lot of restoration. If this rubber band, if your comfort zone, if you break your comfort zone, and you will come into a burnout, or you will experience a sickness, you know, in that matter, if we're going to extend ourselves beyond what we're capable of, then we're going to experience those type of life experiences, like that we will be totally burned out, or that we have to stay at home for half a year because we're sick or we're depressed. Whatever it is, if you have experienced that before, it means that you extended your comfort zone to the point that it broke. So you didn't listen to the signs of your body that it was actually needing time, needing moments of pausing and resting to return, and then to be able to stretch again, and to return, and then to be able to stretch again, instead of a full stretch and then you snap. So what is very important in regards to our comfort zone is that we will be expanding our comfort zone actually every single day, because every day is a new day, and every day we're able to experience new things, and we can allow ourselves to make new decisions and do new things, or to go just take the next step in our expansion, so to say. So for example, for me, I'm an online creator, and so I allow myself to go out of my comfort zone by maybe sharing about something that I normally don't, and then I allow myself to stretch. Then I notice that I feel the tension, I notice that some insecurities come up, or some emotions, or some fears, and then allow myself to ground. I be present with myself. I take care of the fact that I am stretching. I'm aware that I need to allow myself to return back to a state of regulation, for example, within your nervous system, and then you're back in your comfort zone, and you have allowed yourself to do something out of your comfort zone. So that thing that you have shared about now is a part of your new comfort zone, and you're able to share about it easier the next time. And so that's the same with, for example, if you go travel. So for example, you have been at home for a long time, or you have been working for months, and then you allow yourself to go on a vacation, or you go take a trip to a place you have never been to, which means that you have been vibing in your comfort zone, working, being at home, and now you allow yourself to take this trip, which is going to be new. You have never been there before, a new place, new people, new experiences. So you're going to stretch, and you're going to notice that it's going to feel uncomfortable at first being there, but the moment you're there and you're allowing yourself to take it easy on yourself and to take it step by step while you're there experiencing the new, you're going to notice that it's going to become a part of your new comfort zone. You start to feel more and more comfortable in the environment on the vacation. And now this is a part of your comfort zone. Now this country, this hotel, the people there, the language has become a part of your comfort zone. And the next time you go there, it's less scary, it's less intense, it's less challenging. You might still feel slight tension because it might be something new that you'll be doing there, then you will experience it again, but it will become a part of your new comfort zone. So it's very important when you are going to start your comfort zone to breathe and let the experience that you are in settle within your system, and to be there for yourself, because this gives your body a chance to recalibrate. And that's how we grow without snapping and without breaking, because those two experiences are very common, because we don't know how to navigate expanding and doing new things, and we do them without being there for ourselves, and we ignore how we feel, and we ignore our thoughts, and we ignore that we feel afraid, instead of being there for ourselves and telling ourselves that it's okay to be afraid. It's a part of the process to notice the insecurity and notice that we're worried, and that the mind is meant to alarm you, because it is noticing that you feel tension in your system, in your body. You're feeling slightly afraid because you're stepping into something new, and that could be potentially dangerous. So it's very normal to experience insecurity, or worry, overthinking, procrastination, postponing it, because those are all symptoms of the body trying to hold you back from expanding because it is new, it's unknown, it could potentially be of harm to you. And it's not to say that anything new that you do will not be of harm to you, because that could happen as well. But that will be a part of the lesson and the experience. And then once again, how will you navigate that experience? If you're going to choose fear, you're going to snap and you're going to be feeling lost for a moment. And if you're going too far, too fast, or totally ditch yourself in the process, you're going to have a moment where you totally are shocked. Your whole system needs to come back, calibrate for months, maybe even years. And that's the message here. Growth isn't about being perfect. Growth is not about the perfect expansion. It's smooth sailing. That's not what it's about. Expansion and growth is about those moments of, you know, that you're navigating the unfamiliar, which can have a slight bumpy road to it and have its moments of worry and fear. And you know, it's definitely not about rushing. And personally, that's a difficult one for me. I have certain goals that I just want to experience today. I want to be there today. But if I would go from where I am right now to that specific goal, it will be too much of a stretch and it will totally freak me out and probably made me want to snap and made me want to just totally quit everything that I'm doing. And I've had that multiple times over the last years, that I would stretch myself just slightly too far, that I would come to the edge of wanting to totally give up everything that I'm doing, because the stretch is making me so worried and afraid, or I'm feeling so uncertain that my mind thinks that the best course of action here is to quit, is to totally stop this and let it go. And that's how a lot of people experience breakups and endings of relationships, friendships, family, whatever it is, because they take one step too big. The comfort zone is being triggered too much and it challenges them too much, and they're not able to recalibrate. At least they believe they cannot recalibrate into a new comfort zone, so instead they let go and lose the relationship. And that's very important to know, that you can stretch your comfort zone step by step, to allow yourself to take it step by step, to remember the image of a ladder. So a ladder is easier to climb if you have, you know, the little steps, than a ladder that has one step and then a big step. It's like you're trying to hold on and it's scary because you're afraid that you're going to fall. That's the same as taking too big of leaps within your goals, within your dreams, within the things that you would like to experience. If you're going to reach too far, it's going to feel more complicated and difficult, whereas that actually is not necessary. And that is one of my specialties. That's what I help my beautiful clients with. They have big goals, big dreams, because I'm a big dreamer myself. I'm a visionary. I see this whole planet already being in a total different state of being, a whole different timeline. It's difficult to take smaller steps because it feels like it's taking long or nothing is happening, but even the smallest steps create such a big shift over time. Since they have such big goals and dreams, they want to publish certain things, they want to accomplish certain things, they want to move to certain countries, they want to purchase certain things, that instead of going from where they are right now to then fully going to that step, instead of taking smaller steps to create less friction and for us to not ditch our dream, to not ditch our desired reality, because that can seem very tempting if we stretch too far. The fear will really, really be tempting to convince you that yes, you do feel uncomfortable when you're this stretched. Obviously, you should stop. So instead of doing that, we need to recalibrate you to more comfort, to slow it down, because then we get to experience peace again and we can take the next step instead of totally giving up on the whole thing, which is very sad. And that's why I do what I do, because it's very sad to me to hear people tell me that they give up on their dreams, to give up on relationships, on friendships, because there was too much tension, and giving up seemed more easy, for sure, than to recalibrate, to feeling at peace again within yourself. And it's trial and error. It's learning the way on the way. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's more difficult. I know that as well. And I notice that when I have thoughts of that I might want to give up on something, that I'm actually stretching myself just a little bit too far. So I need to kind of slow down and create some comfort within myself again for me to take the next step again, instead of then wanting to give up. Let me know how this resonated. Let me know what you got from this, if this gave you any insight as well within your own reality, how you're navigating your goals and dreams. But you might be like, I don't know how to get there. What could be the first next step? Then I'm here for you as well. If you would like to have a conversation about what you could possibly do next for you to not stretch yourself too far, or that you will burn yourself out, or that you will cause yourself to freak out, because that's all actually not necessary. You can take a step that will indeed challenge you, but not to the point where you totally don't want to do this anymore. So besides all of that, if you want to like, subscribe to the channel, that would be so amazing, and I wish you such a beautiful day today. Bye.